Hi, I'm Arinder Bhullar,
Hi, I'm Shiv and Rura.
and this is the Arinder Bhullar Podcast. Hi, welcome to another episode of the Arinder Bhullar Podcast. I'm really excited to be talking about our next subject. What about you, Shiv? How are you today?
I'm all good. I'm excited to get into this and actually talk about things that
Yeah.
need to be spoken about.
Yeah, about not the industry, more so about our retail business on etiquette.
Yeah.
I was thinking, how do we manage to deal with people that have bad manners? I know it's not a good thing to say, but we have customers that come in day and night, and wonderful customers that become our friends. They come in even sometimes just to pop in to say hello.
Just building
Even,
relationship
yeah,
almost with
building
them.
relationships. But then we have, nasty customers as well.
A few.
Yeah, there's a few experiences we've been through,
Yeah.
haven't we? And it's and they're not pleasant. Um, the subject I really wanted to touch upon is bartering.
Oh,
Do you still find that very uncomfortable?
Do you know?
do.
Do you know what? If someone tries to barter, I feel like sometimes people try to barter because they think it's almost part of the Asian culture.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time, they always use the excuse of they always come over and they're my age,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't consider myself as being old, but they're my age, and they'll be like, oh, because we're Asian, I have to ask, and I'm like, you don't have to ask, though, do you?
Because but do you go into Marks and Spencers and say, how much are you going to do it for?
No, exactly. Or then they walk in with a Louis Vuitton bag.
Oh, yes.
And then they're saying...
I always...
they always have a Louis bag, and they're always like, oh, how much are you going to do this lenga for? And it's like, did you walk into Louis Vuitton and ask that same question? Because you didn't get that bag on sale.
Yeah. And I think, our items that we sell are bespoke. So I almost feel that there should be a little bit of a respect for my clothes. I feel that because I know I'm not a top designer, but I am a designer in my own right.
Yeah.
Because, I've created the Arinder Bhullar logo, the brand over many, many years. And, a lot of time and effort go into what I create. And then, I almost... Not all the time, sometimes when someone doesn't ask me for a discount, I almost feel I need to give you a discount. But that's because I genuinely feel they are real, proper, they're my customers that I just feel I need to give them a little bit of something.
Do you think it's because you feel then that they are people that are going to return because they respect what you have, basically?
Almost they respect my brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'll get the people that will walk in and then say, how much are you going to do for it? I'm going to, take £100 off or take, and it almost becomes embarrassing. Don't you think so?
I do.
I feel quite embarrassed sometimes.
And it's also like they sometimes I feel like people compare you to other places.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll be like, oh, the shop up the road is selling the same lenga for this much. But that's not true. That's not true because...
They don't have the same lenga because we're bespoke.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's irritating. I mean, it's almost... It is an etiquette, isn't it?
But then do you think that's the customer's sort of fault, or do you think that's other business owners' fault in terms of...
I think it's the industry, isn't it? It's the whole... If every shopkeeper, every Asian shopkeeper sort of stood by their rules and said... Because when you go to India, this is a prime example.
Yeah.
When we went to India this year,
It's February,
it? Yeah. Any shop we went to, they would say fixed price.
Yeah. And that was anywhere.
Whether it was Delhi, Punjab, anywhere.
It was the designer stores and the non-designer stores as well.
Yes. And we when they, we didn't expect discounts, but they just had written a little sign saying fixed price. And they wouldn't budge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people that would ask for a discount there, I always feel like it's almost like, I remember there was one lady in a specific, like it was a menswear shop, and her fiance was looking at an outfit for their engagement or something like that. This was in Punjab.
Yeah.
And she asked for a discount, and the guy literally said, "This is a little bit embarrassing for you to ask for a discount in a designer shop." And I thought, we would never say something like that in the UK.
Yeah. And we still give discounts,
We
don't we?
do. We do.
Even though we don't hype up our prices to add in that discount,
Yeah.
we still give them because sometimes it becomes a little bit embarrassing.
Do you think it's embarrassing for them? Are you saving their embarrassment?
No,
or do you
I feel
think...
embarrassed. Don't you feel, like, I don't know, I almost like give in sometimes, but it's not fair. I
Yeah.
sometimes feel it's not fair because, sometimes we give the best customer service and in return you still want a discount.
Literally, I think...
My line is sometimes, why don't you give us a tip? You give a taxi driver a tip, don't you? Or you go into a restaurant and they serve you nicely.
I think that's important though, because without giving them that experience of this is what we can do for you, it kind of reassures them that you are safe with us. Because I feel there's a lot of brands out there that they don't have that sort of personal touch.
Commitment, isn't it, really? Because if you say to someone, oh, they look beautiful, and they don't, it's like they're wearing my outfit, but they're not looking good, and that's not right.
It's not representing your brand.
No, yeah, and I want my brand represented in such a way that people say, wow, where did you get that outfit from? And they'll say Arinder Bhullar.
As well, I always say it's so important for you to have a little bit of who you are in your outfit.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, because I said this to a bride today, she came in and she was like, I literally said to her, I said, you need part of you in your outfit in terms of, you can pick a lehenga off the rail, which is a beautiful designer lehenga, but then it's not you. It's the same copy and paste, slick hair, double dupatta. It's that same look again. Do you see what I mean? You
add your own touch.
You add your own little touches to it, and you change it up a little bit, and you make it personal to you and how you want to feel and what you feel comfortable in. And you would look so much better. If you're comfortable, you look so much better than if you're just copying a look, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
But also another thing that I always feel that gets to me is when, you were saying about me spending loads of times with brides and building this look up for them, building this sort of, it's almost like a mood board, but a live mood board up for them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then they try to take a picture of it.
Oh, that just
I just feel,
red flag.
I just feel like, I know you want to go home and look at it, but you need to respect the fact that someone's put a lot of time and effort into creating this for you.
Yeah.
And you can't go and copy that somewhere else.
Yeah, and people do though. That's what really makes me angry. But then I get told, don't get angry or upset with it because people feel you're an inspiration to them, that they're copying your items, your outfits. But it does make me angry because I put a lot of time and effort into what I create and put into my shop, and girls love. It's because it's mine. Yeah. It's Arinder Bhullar.
It's your idea.
Yeah,
it's
my
your
idea,
creation.
Whatever I've created. And then it's almost like someone's stealing it.
Yeah. I agree.
It is annoying, but then I should feel proud in a way. I get told by friends and family that, you should be proud. They're copying you. It's yours.
It makes you a trendsetter, I guess.
I've actually had a bride that's come in and said, I tried to copy one of your outfits, but it really didn't work.
At least she was honest about it.
She was, bless her. And then she said, can you make it for me?
So what, she actually kept that outfit?
Yeah, it wasn't a bridal. It was one of my sort of like mid-range to wear to a wedding, She tried, she took pictures. She said I secretly took pictures.
Okay.
Took it to India, but they ruined it. It just didn't. And then she came back and said, can you make it for me? I felt quite proud that I made it for her. Yeah. Yeah. And then, sorry to go on, but I was, like we were talking about how people stealing your ideas. There's one particular subject that I'm it sort of still haunts me is, a customer coming in. I'm talking about many years ago when I first set up. is she loved an outfit that I had in my shop
How many years ago would you say this was?
about, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. She came in, she loved an outfit. She kept coming in, trying it on, coming in, trying it on. And I was always on top of it. I was trying to see that she wouldn't take pictures of it.
Yeah.
But then, like if you're in a changing room, I can't do anything. But, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But she never actually ordered. And then she came in once and like we tried to keep an eye on, you weren't here. We tried to keep an eye on her, but unfortunately we couldn't. And then she left. And then as we were clearing out the changing room,
Yeah.
we pulled the lenga out to hang it on the shelf. It had a big cut in it. She had actually brought scissors with her, cut the lenga, and taken a strip of the embroidery
To go copy it,
to
basically.
get it copied exactly how it was made. That broke my
But
heart.
that's
She ruined a outfit that I had created and cost me a lot of money.
because one panel
Yeah.
is so embroidered that
Yeah.
imagine her cutting one little piece out of one panel. It
Yeah,
would
but
still...
it ruined the whole outfit.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about that panel. That panel that she cut ruined the whole outfit because it was right in the middle of an outfit. And I thought, wow, you
The
really
extreme,
did that?
the actual
How
extreme.
extreme? That's
But then I don't understand how people then have the conscience to wear that. I wouldn't be able to do that in the first place, but then to actually get it copied and wear that on your
Yeah.
wedding day.
yeah. But then we've had people stealing dupattas.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
And a sari.
Sari, a bridal sari.
Yeah.
And then they wear it on their wedding day. How do you live with that? I don't know.
I don't know. Something we would have to bring them on the podcast, I think, and ask them. Dig that number out of somewhere.
If we knew who they were.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, but the whole etiquette of our business being, like we almost like we're serving the community in a way.
Yeah.
We're not just, when a customer walks in, we treat them with respect.
I think it's one of those where, as you said, it's serving people in terms of, even if someone doesn't have a budget, we don't say no to them.
No.
Do you see what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
someone doesn't have a budget, we will say, okay, what is your budget? We'll see if we can work with your budget. And we
Yeah.
still dress them up. We
And,
still spend that time with
Yeah,
them.
wholeheartedly, I respect. We all have a budget.
And times are very hard now for
Very
people.
hard, yeah. So if somebody says, I can't afford this amount,
Yeah.
this is the amount I can, we'll work with you.
Yeah.
We'll, say, we can still make you something.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
can still have something designer.
Or that might be
'cause-
something on sale they can work with. Or...
Absolutely. Each customer is valuable to
Yeah.
us. And the beauty of I'll say, as Arinder Bhullar, is that my customers from 20 years ago still come back to me.
I've seen that for myself.
Yeah, I love it. And, hand on heart, I love that because I think, we've given them enough respect for them to say, we want to come back to you because you treated us right.
Yeah. I've seen once there was this lady that came in and she brought her daughter in with her, and you asked her, you said, oh, what are you in for today? And the daughter was like, oh, I'm getting married. And you were like, the last time you came in, you were in a pushchair.
Yes.
You literally said that. You said the last time I saw you, you were in a pushchair.
Yeah.
And now you're getting married, and now you're buying an Arinder. And the mom had bought her Arinder Bhullar bridal Valima outfit from you.
Yes, I know.
And now the daughter's buying her
And that-
nikah outfit from you.
And that gives me so much joy because, that she had that full sort of trust in me
Yeah.
to make her look beautiful. And now she's brought her daughter many, many years after
Later.
that. Yeah. And, that's the beauty of being a bespoke business where you can cater for your client in the way that you're looking after them
Yeah.
wholeheartedly.
Would you say, like, I don't know, would you say that every bride, like, have brides changed throughout the years? Would you say?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I mean, they've become a bit more like divas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you think what is that change? Like, what do you think has made that change for them?
I think it's social media.
Do you think it's like
Yeah,
very
I think it's
competitive?
very competitive. They see so much on Instagram, on whatever social media platforms there are.
Yeah.
They just, and they want to look like that, that bride or that, whoever they see on social media. Um, they're so particular now. They're
Yeah.
so, they pick on, way back in the day when I started off, it was so simple. Brides were so not complicated.
Yeah.
I'd have a whole range of bridal, and girls would come in and say, "Oh, I like this. I'll have that." Or, "Can you make that, but make it in a different color?" Or, "That's how I want it." But now it's like the
They change.
variety is so vast.
I have seen them change every single little flower petal on a lenga.
Yeah,
Like, I
oh
want
my
this shade of green.
God.
I want this shade of pink.
Yeah, I know. It's become a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having to satisfy customers as well, because there's so much competition out there now as well. There's online, there's lots of other
I feel like
business.
India's a lot more accessible for them as well now.
Oh yeah, yeah,
In terms of
definitely.
social media and things, because this is one thing we noticed in India, I would say, is that when we went shopping and we went into do you remember we were in Punjab again, and we went into that men's shop. It was the same men's shop where that
Yeah,
story I just told before.
yeah,
And I loved this kurta, and my best friend was getting married around that time.
yeah.
So I was like, I really like this kurta. And then when I asked for the price for it, it was literally what the price would be here. And I said to them, I said, I could buy the same kurta in the UK for the same price.
Yeah,
And he was like, I'm not going to lie to you, but the reason why we have these prices are because on social media, we can see what you guys in the UK and in Canada, what you guys are selling your outfits for.
yeah.
So we price them the same. Because he
Yeah.
said all of our clients here are
Oh,
all
from abroad.
are from America, Canada, and England.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are people traveling to India
Yeah.
to get these pieces when
Yeah.
they're literally £50 cheaper probably
Yeah.
than what they are here?
Even if they're £50 cheaper, what about the flights, the hotels,
They accommodate,
the whole
traveling around India is
Yeah.
expensive.
Absolutely, it's not cheap, is it?
No.
But people think India is cheap, and we'll get cheaper items. Yes, you can
can.
get cheaper items.
We saw the cheaper. You showed me the cheaper item.
What did you say?
Just get me out of here, please. Because
Yeah.
they're in the market and it's just mass produced.
Yeah.
500 of the same thing,
Yeah.
different colors.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like we said, I don't know whether we've mentioned it before. Like, I know that if I go to a wedding or a party, I know exactly
No one's going to be wearing the same as you.
who's wearing what.
Yeah. And no one will be wearing the same as you.
Yeah.
Because if it's an Arinder Bhullar piece or if
Yeah.
it's bespokely made for you,
Yeah.
they won't be wearing the same as you.
No, they won't. But, I've become accustomed to not being judgmental, but just attending places or functions and knowing what people are wearing, because
I think-
it's my business and it's my
Exactly.
trade, so I know.
But that's the same as like if you're in the decor industry, you would know
Yeah.
exactly how much they've paid for decor. If
Yeah,
you're in the food
absolutely.
industry, you'd know exactly how much they've paid for food.
Yeah. So yeah, that.
So going back to the whole pictures thing again.
Yeah.
When we were in Delhi and we went to you took me to Sabyasachi to go see the amazing showroom, and it was
Yeah.
literally like a palace,
It
and I was
was.
so shocked. But even in Sabyasachi and Manish Malhotra as well, when we went to both of those places, one thing I noticed was you weren't allowed to take pictures in Sabyasachi, bearing in mind that everything that they have is on social media.
Yeah.
But do you remember I was walking up those stairs? They have these beautiful stairs with these chandeliers. And I was walking up those stairs and I went to get my phone out, and the lady that was showing us around said, please, can you not take any sort of videos or pictures? And I was like, that's totally fine. I was just taking up the scenery,
Yeah.
but that's totally fine. And I stopped. But one thing I did notice that they didn't have any mirrors in their changing rooms.
Yeah.
And they don't have mirrors in their changing rooms on purpose. It's so that you can't take a picture.
Maybe that's what we need to do.
Maybe, but I'm saying if these big brands are doing it and the girls don't have an issue, why do you think they have an issue when it's a smaller brand that's trying to protect their sort of products?
Yeah, true.
Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And it's also again girls will say, oh, it's the thing of you post on social media, you post your lenga on Catwalk, or you've done a shoot with them, and we've posted it on, like I've posted it on my page, and you've posted it on Arinder
we post
Bhullar.
them in a particular way, and the garments we want to put on
It's not
social media.
everything, is it?
It's not everything,
And it's not every angle of it either.
No, yeah. So yes, we do, because we have to. That's that. How else would the general public know what we do?
Yeah.
We have to post our outfits on social media or any platform to show everyone what we do.
It's like there's like other businesses out there that do the same. They post, like there's another business, like there's a few other businesses that they post a lot every single day.
Yeah.
They post them on the hangers. But again, it's one of those that when you go into their store, you're not allowed to take pictures.
Yeah.
But I think it's almost the designer's choice of what they want to show as a designer and how closely they want to show the work and the embroidery.
Yeah.
And it's again to protect their product and to protect their designs.
Yeah, and they've got every right to protect their product because it's something they've created.
Yeah.
It's something
It takes you so long. I've seen it takes so long to create something and have that idea. And it's not just, you can't just have an idea on the spot. It's one of those you have to go and get inspiration, and you have to, it's like it might just come to you randomly, and then you write it down, and then you draw it out, and then but it's almost like a process. You can't just be told. I think it's the same in like any sort of creative industry. It's the same, that you can't just be told that in this certain amount of time you need to do this. It's you do it when it feels right
when it
for
feels
you.
right. And that's the beauty of what I do, is producing something and then it comes out amazing.
What does it feel like when you see, like when you've spent all this time on something and then you see someone take a picture? Like say you see someone, not because sometimes I feel like when the bride is genuine, and when they're going to they're actually taking a picture because they want to show their family, and sometimes they're doing it because they're going to go somewhere else. So what does it feel like when those brides that that aren't actually, they're just taking
hurts. It's quite,
do you get angry, or do you get frustrated, or is it
it's frustrating,
upsetting?
more so frustrating that, like you've put so much time and effort into something that you've created. It's almost your baby. Yeah. And then someone's stealing it.
I think stealing is the right word to use, because they are, I know people always think that we've got a sign on the door that says taking pictures is stealing, but it is stealing a design.
It is, if you really look at it. But like I said before, it's almost like friends and family say you should be honored. People are trying to create your design, so we all get inspiration from somewhere.
But I think inspiration is different to copying.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say inspiration is different from copying.
Like we use these. All of our books to get inspired, and you've got hundreds of Vogue magazines. I've been, throughout the 20 years.
Through how many years have I been subscribing to Vogue? But I get inspiration from it. From anything in life, I get inspiration from. That's who I am. But that's why I design, because that's my passion. But then someone trying to steal your ideas, as we keep saying, it's not nice. So all this chat we've been having about, the stealing and the taking pictures, it's a small percentage of our customers that do that. But majority, I mean, I'm so blessed. I'm very lucky. I've got an amazing, loyal customer base, clients that come back again and again, and customers that have become my friends. People come back again and again, to for any occasion they have. They'll say, or even on the phone, they'll pick up the phone and say, Arinder, I've got an occasion, create me something.
And they have that trust in you almost.
Absolutely. Trust.
Yeah, it's that trust in you to just say, Arinder, can you create something for me which is in my size, which is they can be any size.
Any size, yeah.
And be like, I just need this, I just want this color, or I just want this, and then they trust you to make something that suits them.
Yeah, and I'll make it and they love it. And
Yeah.
I love, that's the best bit of my job. Yeah.
I think like even in terms of like you were saying, in terms of like clients that come back and back, it's like that family that you had. You did both daughters' wedding outfits.
Yes.
And both of the daughters, they literally just came back for every single one of their functions, their jagor, their mehndi, their reception, their wedding day.
Yeah.
For all of them.
How amazing did they look?
They did. I went on the day and dressed both of the daughters from that.
Yeah.
And they did look stunning.
Yeah.
They really did.
And they've almost become friends, haven't they?
Any little function they have, they always just pop in.
Yeah.
And just say, what do you have
It's
today?
the trust, it's that trust element you said.
Yeah.
You know, that they know that if they wear an Arinder Bhullar outfit, they will look good. Makes you feel good. Thank you for listening to us today. Hope you enjoyed our conversation. If you feel you want us to touch on any subject, please do DM us on Instagram or TikTok, and we'll be happy to discuss whatever you feel needs to be talked about.
Or even if you're a bride and you've got questions about like an outfit that you've seen, or something that you've seen online, or something that you've not seen anywhere at all, you can still message us on Instagram. And the Instagram's connected to Arinder and myself. So there's no third party involved, and you can ask us quotes or ask us any questions that you have about things as well.
And finally, remember, no discounts.